Don Laureano clapped him on the shoulder quick and firm, then started walking, his poncho slung over his back. "Come on, then," says he. "Let's hunt up Las Estrellas Brillantes."
If they still got that cactus wine, you'll be dreaming of gals all night. "Dream or no," muttered Brios, trailing after. "It's a sight better than sand in my teeth and scorpions in my boots." About an hour off, down a dusty trail, twisting twixt cacti and rocks baked to a crisp by the sun, come a cavalry squadron the likes of which Galliena hadn't seen since the church bells rung out for the first stone laid in its walls. 50 riders lined up neat as a pin come thundering in, their flags flapping in the scorching breeze. The sun hit their weapons just so, making 'em gleam like a blacksmith's pride. Lances and carbines, polished to a shine, looked like they was plucked straight out of some general's wildest dream, sharp, straight, and plumb frightening. The horses, big muscly brutes with coats shining like new money and eyes blazing like coals, pranced with a strut, near knowing they was turning heads. The townsfolk, their eyelids heavy from heat and the same old drudge, perked up like they'd seen the second coming. Folks spilled out of their houses, women clutching their shawls, barefoot young'uns chasing the dust, old men crossing themselves quiet-like. Them riders had faces bronzed by the sun, eyes hard as flint. Their mustaches, twisted up fancy, gave 'em a stage play look, but there weren't nothing put on 'bout 'em. Their uniforms was crisp, brass buttons winking like little suns, boots so clean you'd swear they'd never touched dirt. At the head rode an officer chest broad as a barn door, saber hanging at his side like a warning nobody dared test. His face was scruffy but proud, and he didn't crack a smile as he passed, though his eyes gave a nod without saying a word. The plaza in Galliena went still as a grave. Even the flies seemed to hush up and hold their breath. These weren't just soldiers. They was heralds of something bigger, a power far from the dust and daily ruckus of this frontier speck. The young sprout spat in his hand and whispered all wide-eyed, "Lord of mercy, it scares a feller just to look at 'em." And for a spell Galliena weren't just some wore-out town in northern Mexico. It was Rome. It was Paris. It was the dadgum center of the world. Over at Las Estrellas Brillantes, where the shade and cool air was worth more than a sack of silver, the racket of chairs scraping, dice clattering, and boots thudding on the floor filled the place. In a dark corner Joaquin sat hemmed in by playing cards, empty bottles, and promises broke to bits. He'd slipped the ambush at Galliena with his hide intact, but loneliness had him in a chokehold. He was hiding out bored to death, and boredom had drug him to gambling,